This week was just insane, from Wendy Davis to the Supreme Court decisions. I think kind of the nation vote. I think there was a theme there, Sam, a theme of which we've talked about often, of newer rising demographics. If you look who's involved in some of these various issues, I think we could just simply call it the future versus the past. That's what we saw this week.
I would include in that as well the President Obama's energy speech. I mean, there's been mixed reactions to it, but and we're going to end up probably, I imagine, breaking it down more next week. But there was well, I'll talk about this later in the program. But there was, it seemed to me, a concerted effort to sort of, in some respects, bury the speech, which leads me to believe that it was really geared towards environmentalists more than the sort of the wider population, as it were. But
yeah, but it still was an important speech.
Indeed,
important given by this president. What I would say is again, it's a shame because I think you're right. I think again, he's making a statement about where he stands, but he's not trying to persuade as much as, because of Wendy Davis. I think you're right. It just, often, again, I mean, look at what we saw, and we're going to talk about this with Wendy Davis. Look at what we saw. And that's sort of the argument that I've made, and I think you've made too on the show for all the years Obama's been president, is that one person can make an enormous difference. They can electrify people. They can make people realize they're not alone. They can make people realize that we're on the right side of this. They can make people want to stand up and fight for something, and we accomplish that. And I just still think, with a few exceptions here and there, when President Obama's gotten angry, I'll give him credit, as I did in the past on guns, when it seemed he really got angry on an issue that I care about. But for the most part, he's never sort of seen his role and understood the importance of, you're not just, you don't just get up, say what you stand for, and then go and sit in the back room and make deals. You persuade people. You convince them that you're right. And big moments with big speeches and big stands can do that. And I mean, we've got to go on. The state I'm sitting in right now in Ohio. We had the same thing happen in 2010 here that happened in Pennsylvania and Michigan and Wisconsin and a lot of other swing states in the Midwest and other parts of the country, where a bunch of right-wing lunatics took over the state legislature. They elected a right-wing governor. And the same thing going on here in Ohio, where they're poised to potentially sign, the governor, these crazy bills that will cut funding for Planned Parenthood, that will have it add an ultrasound, which is women, of course, enjoy, to the menu of things that women have to go through to have reproductive choices. And, that we've got this going on here. And so hopefully what Wendy Davis did will help expand the playing field, so to speak, of where people are willing to stand up and fight.